Hello, everybody. It's Heather and Deb for episode 65 of The Skeptic and the Mystic. And we're going to have some fun today. I'm going to have some fun. Deb's like, I don't know what I've gotten myself into.
I trust you.
Thank you. So we are going to do a live demo of what I call empowered belief coding. And it's basically a process that I developed through a couple of different modalities. That is, it works to release emotions that are stuck in the body so that we can then like install or code in whatever word you want to use a new belief. Because in the world personal development coaching, a lot of times it's like somebody believes something, somebody's stuck in something, and they're like, well, just believe something different. And they just try to like layer a belief on top of a belief that's disempowering. And you can't do that because that's putting perfume on poop, right? We have to get rid of that old belief. But here's the thing, the belief isn't the problem. The belief is a symptom of what's going on underneath. What's going on underneath is there's energy, emotion stuck in the body that keeps us swirling around, that then the belief blossoms from it. Right? And we have to get that energy shifted and cleared. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to have some fun with this. So buckle up. And then if you want to experience a session, reach out to me. I love doing this. It's so fun to see people go from like being really like emotionally on a like scale of 0 to 10 when they're like at the beginning, like a 10, where like, this is a really big deal, to the end where they're like, oh my gosh, I can feel the difference. It's so much fun. And once you have that, then you have space to be able to go and create the world that you want to create. But we can't do that if we're just like, okay, I'm just going to believe differently. I'm just going to believe differently. But that old belief is still there. So Deb has said that she will be a guinea pig, and it works both ways. It's beneficial because you guys get to see it, and then she gets to experience it, because Deb and I have worked together in my 6-month coaching program, but that was before I even did this work. And so I'm kind of like, I wish that we did this because it would have even sped things along even faster.
Well, I mean, we've reiterated many times on this podcast how much what we did do completely 180'd my life. So I'm just spiraling up. And I'm hit a point where I'm like, I'm ready for the next spiral.
Ready for the next spiral. Yeah. Okay. So in this process, as I take you through it, there's a couple of different steps to it. And when I work with people, sometimes I'll do step 1 and then step 2, step 3, step 4. Sometimes I do three and then 1, and stuff like that. So we're just going to go with the flow. So just as we dive into this, and just so that everybody hears, I am going to be taking notes, so you can just sit back. You don't have to do anything, but just experience it. And we're going to be using a couple different modalities. As I mentioned, we're going to be doing some energy clearing. We're going to be doing some inner child work. We're going to be doing some tapping. So all that being said, do I have permission to connect to your energy?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll dive in first. Let's talk about before Deb and I hit live, we just talked about what it was she wanted to work on, because what I find in this process is, for some people, they're very clear and they're like, this is what I want to work on. And for other people, they need to talk through it a bit. And that was the case. Like, and that's not unusual at all. And this is the hardest part for a lot of people, is to get the clarity on like, okay, this is what I want to work on. Because I would love to work on all the things, but we can't. We have to work on one thing at a time. It's just the way the subconscious works better. So we're going to be working on just a fear of financial uncertainty, correct?
Yes, financial insecurity, I guess. So yeah, I guess those are one and the same-ish. Yeah.
Well, what word feels more ugh to you?
Insecurity.
Insecurity? Okay.
Yeah.
Because it does matter. It makes a big deal.
Okay.
Difference. Okay. So the fear of financial insecurity. And for anybody, I'm just taking notes. So if it doesn't look like I'm paying attention, know that I am. I'm just like going through my notes and making sure that I'm like, want to be able to like make sure that I have all the right words, etc. And the right words that Deb is using. So we'll be taking notes. Okay. So when you think about this feeling of this like financial insecurity, on a scale of 0 to 10, with 0 being not at all and 10 being the highest, what's the energetic charge of that in your body?
Currently, it feels like a 9.
9.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. What, like this fear of financial insecurity, what does it stop you from doing or from being?
Ooh, it stops me from being light, free,
Mm-hmm.
open. Um, I would even say right now, sometimes it stops me from being the mom that I would like to be.
Mm-hmm.
I, you know, my daughter asks me for very simple things, and I immediately get like, oh God, because it's like every little thing, right? Like it just feels like a hemorrhage right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Understand.
So, yeah, yeah, it's definitely like a physical weight and tightness right
Mm,
now.
yeah. Okay. Um, if you if you had to if you had to attach a belief about this, like what do you believe about yourself, or what do you say to yourself about yourself when this financial insecurity comes up?
That's an interesting one because given all the inner exploration and work that I've done, I really kind of, it's like there's two different voices, right?
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's a lot of questioning like, why? Why do I clearly have some belief that I need to barely squeak by?
Mm-hmm.
Because on a logical level, and in many moments, I can feel like, no, I 100% deserve to have a free, easy, secure existence. Like, so that's maybe where we can dig. Like, I don't know what the belief is that's keeping me always. I mean, like, I'll improve, but then it still always feels like it's not that. Ah,
So then do you say to yourself something along the lines of like, I should have this figured out by now, I shouldn't be struggling, like?
no, no. At this point, it's more, I've hit a point where I'm like, I'm just done with this feeling. Like it's time for something new. It's time for something new. Like I'm ready to feel free and secure financially. Like I'm just ready for that. So sometimes maybe it's just like a frustration of why can't you crack this code?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's like a little voice. It's like what the f? Why? And in moments where I feel like I have cracked it, and then I go back to the step one, right? Like
Yeah.
which
So
I can appreciate it all. And also it's annoying.
yeah. So then when you mentioned frustrated, like what are other feelings or emotions do you have about those beliefs? You know, that thought of like, why can't I crack this code? Like, you know, why do I have this belief?
Yeah, I think there's still some level of, I don't, maybe worthiness, but that doesn't feel like the right word. Um, yeah, like moments where it's like almost like such strong words keep popping into my mind, but I'll just share them. Like almost like despair. Like what the
Mhm.
f? When is this ever gonna like? When am I going to release this? Right? Or what else? Yeah, I don't. Maybe deep down there's like some, I must have done something, right? Like I don't know. I don't feel that on a conscious level, but
But feeling. So think about like there's that goes back to a thought. Like so
okay.
frustration, despair, and there might be just those.
Sadness
Mhm.
for sure. That's one. Um, Nervousness pops up.
You don't have to go digging, right?
Yeah, I am trying to dig apparently. It's interesting because then I can sometimes quickly just flip into the concept of excited because it feels like, well, there's lots of room for going up. Right?
Okay. Okay. So what would you like to believe that currently feels untrue?
That money comes easily to me, that I am worth bringing in more than enough money to resource myself, my daughter, and have more to give to the world.
Mm-hmm. So if you are those two separate things, money comes easily to me and I'm worth bringing in more than enough money.
I think they might be.
Okay. Is there one that feels like it would be more powerful for you than the other? Money comes easily to me, or I am worth bringing in more than enough money?
Probably the worth one, because now as I sit with that, clearly there's still some worth issues.
Yeah. Okay. And on a scale of 0 to 10, with like 0, I don't believe it, 10, I do believe it, where would you rate I'm worth bringing in more than enough money?
10 is I do believe it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think on a conscious level, I would say I'm at like a 7 or an 8.
I know, but the thing is, what we're working on, right? It's a subconscious. I know it in my head, but why is it not, right? So just feel it internally. Gosh, my hair is just a mess today. Like feel into it internally, right? Like
maybe it's more like a 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We'll go with 5.
You sure? I really feel like, yeah. So is there a belief underneath of that feels even like a 3, 2, 1, 0 that would be really beneficial to bring in?
I think I get in my head a lot about it because.
Not, you never do that.
No, I know, not me.
And this is I'll say this while you're thinking, this is the challenge for a lot of people who are in the personal development space, who are healers, who are coaches, is like, we know the answers, right? And we're oftentimes like that knowing doesn't allow us to really connect it to honestly say what's going on. It's like, yeah, I know this, but what's really going on, like that really, like, you can feel it, like you're just like, oh, that just so doesn't feel right. And to let go of the guilt and shame that it doesn't feel right because you work in the healing world and you should have this all together, but just to say, like, yeah, I really believe that I'm, worth bringing in more than enough money, or, something else.
Okay, so I'm gonna just babble because this seems to be how I operate. Because what's coming up a lot for me is, like, I was never really taught how to manage money, and I think I do have an underlying belief about, like, my in my household, it was a very, like, we don't talk about this, and certainly there were moments that it was quite obvious we were struggling, right? My parents, my mom still does, so maybe there's some of, like, some of the this isn't the destiny for me bullshit, right?
No judgment. No judgment on it.
So I can't say bullshit. Yeah. And believing that I can manage my money well. So even when it comes to me, that I have a healthy relationship with it. Not that when money comes my way, all of a sudden it runs away again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So when you think of the statement, I can manage my money well, how does that feel on a scale of 0 to 10? With 0, I don't believe it, and 10, I do believe it.
That's probably at about a 5 right now too.
Okay. Yeah. I have a healthy relationship with money.
In this moment, that feels less than a 5. Let's go with a 4. This is vulnerable. Shit. Nobody's listening to this, right?
Yeah. And also I want to, like, think about our, like, there's so much, like, I can really dig deeper here, and we also have time constraints too. So I want to, like, be mindful of all of those things, and maybe we'll have to just do another session sometimes.
Right.
So if you had that belief of I have a healthy relationship with money and that was a 10, would that impact your life on that, like in a positive way?
Heck yes.
So does that feel like something that we, should work with, or is there something else underneath of that?
That feels like something we should work with.
Okay.
That actually feels like, yeah, that feels definitely like it in my body feels like it really kind of gets to all of it.
Mm-hmm. Good. Okay. And that's what we're looking for. Okay. So I want to invite you to close your eyes. I want you to call back all of your energy from the past and from the future. I don't know if that was mine or yours, but anyway.
I have headphones in. That was loud.
Sorry. Can't turn that off. So call back all of your energy from the past and from the future. And just allow yourself to be here in this present moment. And want you to just focus your attention on your heart. And notice in your heart an orb. And this orb is spinning, spinning, spinning. And as this orb is spinning, I want you to just say in your mind's eye, activate, activate, activate. Just activate the energy of this orb. Your heart portal has so much wisdom and knowledge. Just thank it for what it's going to bring to our time together today. I want you to imagine this orb floating up a column, up your chest, up your throat, up through your head, going out the crown of your head, going up through the sky, through the clouds, through the stars, all the way up to what is your soul star portal. And this soul star portal is the star that holds all of the information of your life, your past, your present, your future. And just taking a deep breath in, noticing this orb here, and in your mind's eye, just saying, activate, activate, activate. Just thanking the Soul Star portal for all of the wisdom and intelligence it'll bring to our session. And then having this orb float down the column, down through the stars, through the clouds, through the sky, coming back down into the crown of your head, going through your head and your throat, down through your torso. And as it goes out your tailbone, through the chair, through the floor, into the ground, going past the dirt, and the roots, and the rocks, all the way down the bedrock, all the way down to the core of Mother Earth, down to the golden core. So notice this orb spinning here in this golden core of Mother Earth, and in your mind's eye, just saying, activate, activate, activate. Just taking a deep breath in, letting out a big exhale. And have this orb float back up the column, up through the bedrock, through the roots, and the rocks, and the dirt, coming up through the floor, up the chair, into your tailbone, going up to your heart, and settling into your heart is thanking your heart and soul star portal, this golden core, for all the information that it will bring to our time together. It is from this space. I want you to get a sense of yourself sitting in a movie theater in your favorite seat with your favorite movie watching snacks. And as the previews end, you see this movie starting. And you notice that this movie is a movie of you living life with a healthy relationship with money. And just notice what you see or sense or feel. as you watch this movie of you having a healthy relationship with money, just notice what comes up for you. Tell me what you sense or feel or know as you're watching this movie of you having a healthy relationship with money.
It does feel ease and freedom and flow, and like I can already picture like a more beautiful home and just like the lightness that all is provided for, and there's nothing to stress about. Right?
Yeah. Just breathing that in, just keeping that sense, that feeling, that knowing there with you. Just take a deep breath in. When you're ready, exhale. When you're ready, open your eyes. And we're going to do some tapping. Tapping is emotional freedom technique, and this is a process just to clear out your energetic pathway. So our meridians in our body, we have all these different energy systems in our body, and our energetic pathways, right, are the meridians. And think about like just highways, right? Think about a map of wherever you are, right? And you can see that all the different highways. If any of them are like there's traffic backed up, nothing can move, right? So we want to release the energy that's stuck there in these pathways. And so you've done tapping before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll tell you the spots that we're going to tap on, and I'll say the statement, and you'll then repeat the statement out loud. Okay. So we're going to start on the karate chop point, which is right below your pinky, the side of your hands, like the meaty part of your hand.
Doesn't matter which hand?
Doesn't matter which hand. Nope. And any of the things that we do doesn't matter which side that we do. So I want you to just repeat after me. So even though I have a fear of financial insecurity.
Even though I have a fear of financial insecurity.
I'm going to tap the top of your head. I'm open to releasing.
I'm open to releasing.
Any negative beliefs.
Any negative beliefs.
That no longer serve me.
That no longer serve me.
And then eyebrow. So that's the point closest to your nose by your eyebrows. I release all fear.
I release all fear.
Related to this feeling.
Related to this feeling.
And then side of the eye. So the temple part. I release all anger, resentment, and rage.
I release all anger, resentment, and rage.
Related to this feeling.
Related to this feeling.
And under the eye, I release all anxiety.
I release all anxiety.
Related to this feeling.
Related to this feeling.
And under the nose, I release all embarrassment.
I release all embarrassment.
Related to this feeling.
Related to this feeling.
And then your chin, so it's like in between your chin and your lip. I release all shame and guilt.
I release all shame and guilt.
Related to this feeling.
Related to this feeling.
And collarbone. I release all worry and excessive concern.
I release all worry and excessive concern.
Related to this feeling.
Related to this feeling.
And under the arm, I release all hurt and sadness.
I release all hurt and sadness.
Related to this feeling.
Related to this feeling.
And we're going to go under the breast fold. So you might have to pick one of the girls up. And people skip this part because they think it's, just awkward, but this is the liver line. The liver is like all about like processing, moving stuff out. So I think it's super important.
Yeah.
So I give myself permission.
I give myself permission
to clear whatever is in my highest good.
To clear whatever's in my highest good.
The highest good of all.
And the highest good of all.
And karate chop point. I take full ownership and agency of my energy.
I take full ownership and agency of my energy.
On top of the head. I deeply love and accept myself.
I deeply love and accept myself.
I'm taking a big, deep inhale. And then on a big exhale. So, would you agree that if we were able to release this fear of financial insecurity, that it would benefit you?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm just going to check in and see if I'm going to just muscle test and see if this embodiment of I have a healthy relationship with money, if this embodiment is in your highest good. So yes on that, so that's good. And so I'm going to check and see if there's any trapped emotions that are preventing you from feeling safe to step into this belief. I'm going to use the body code, so I'm going to go beyond just the trapped emotions, but there is a broadcast message. A broadcast message is something that you send out, like a message that you send out to the world, right? Um, so the broadcast message is, I need to be rescued. So, yeah. Can you release this broadcast message of I need to be rescued? Yes. So I'm just going to go ahead and release that. And so we're going to be watching the governing essential meridians that are up in this way. They're like their pathways that send the message out to the rest of our bodies. So we just set the intention to release it, which sounds totally wackadoo. And the skeptic in me is like, this stuff is wackadoo. It's BS. And here I am because I know it works.
It works.
Yeah. So, what would you like to replace I need to be rescued with?
Interesting. Okay, so that's interesting that it's that, and not surprising, really. Because I was just reading something.
So wait,
about,
I'm gonna stop you because
yes,
we're gonna go off on a tangent. Everyone want to
we
stay
are.
on this, right?
No, because I'm trying to figure out because okay, I'll try to be concise about it. Because my immediate thing to the flip of that is I can handle myself. And my fierce independence is actually occasionally a reaction to not feeling like anyone would ever. So what is the good replacement?
So it's funny because I was somebody earlier.
Okay to ask. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So is it like it's okay to ask for help or I can receive support? That's very different than
there we go. Okay.
Okay.
I allow myself to be supported, or I like that. See, we got there quickly.
Yeah.
Wasn't too much of a tangent.
So is it that I allow myself to be supported? Or
do you think that sounds right?
So how's it feel right? How's it feel for you?
Allow myself to be supported. Yes, because in my mind, I just think of it as divine support.
Yeah. Okay. So why don't you just say it out loud 3 times, and then after you say it third time, take a deep breath in, hold it for 3 seconds, and then exhale. Okay. And allow myself to be supported.
I allow myself to be supported. Sorry, I'm writing it down at the same time. I allow myself to be supported. I allow myself to be supported.
Is there anything else? Is there anything else that's preventing them from feeling safe to step into this new belief? No. Okay. So what we're going to do now is I want you to, I'm going to explain this first before you do it. Okay? But you're going to tap on your brow point, which is the center point in your forehead. And while you're tapping on that, I just want you to say, I feel despair. Let's see, let me just make sure the statement's right. Feel despair and sadness because of this fear of financial insecurity. And you're going to say it out loud while you're tapping on that brow point. And I want you to notice, you can close your eyes to do it. Notice any thoughts that pop up. And even if you don't think that they exist, just the first thought that pops up, just let me know.
So I tap and say, I feel despair and sadness. I feel despair and sadness because of this fear of financial insecurity.
Yeah.
Just keep saying that.
Yep.
I feel despair and sadness because of this fear of financial insecurity. despair and sadness because of this fear. No, I'm not getting words. I'm just getting like my heart is like.
Mm-hmm. Okay, keep tapping. It's not words so much. Just notice if any memories come up.
Okay. I feel despair and sadness because of this fear of financial insecurity. Fear and sadness because of this fear of financial insecurity. I'm getting like total flashbacks of being a child, a lot of them.
Yep.
I feel despair and sadness because of this fear of financial insecurity.
So,
Yeah, holy crap. It's like I'm just like in my childhood home right now.
okay, so stop tapping.
Okay.
Stop tapping. You're in your childhood home. About how old are you?
Probably 5, 6, 7 in that range.
Okay. Okay. And you don't have to share it, right? But do you get a clear picture of yourself at that time?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So I want you to imagine out in front of you on the floor is an infinity symbol. The most empowered part of you is the part of you that's standing where that infinity symbol intersects, the part that you saw in the movie screen. And the rest of all the different versions of you are standing along that infinity symbol. Okay? And I want you to just get a sense of that younger version of you that you just talked about. You're like in between 5 and 7, somewhere on that infinity symbol. And when you get a sense of her, just let me know. Just say yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want you to just ask her, just you, your present day self, I want you to ask her, or say to her, I'm here to help. Would you like my help? Tell me what she says.
She just cries.
Can you just ask her if you can help her?
Yeah.
So when you ask her, just your current self right now, just to ask that younger version of you, that memory, just ask her, what can I do for you to feel safe and loved right now?
What can I do for you? Let's see. Not really getting an answer.
Yeah.
It's like just, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just ask her if you can sit there with her.
Yes.
You ask her ask her if she wants a hug.
Yes.
Yeah. Just let her know that you're going to be here from now on, just to be with her, just to hug her when she needs it. You just ask her to say, now that you have me here with you, is there anything else I can do for you to help you to feel safe and loved right now?
It is just more feeling held, feeling valued.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna freaking cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you let her know that you value her and that you see her?
Yeah.
Just ask her if there's anything else that you can do for her to feel safe and loved right now.
This is so silly. It's like she just wants like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Awesome. You're so good.
Right?
Awesome. Can you just go make that for her and bring that to her?
Yeah.
Yeah. You just ask her now.
Doesn't even want to eat it, just wants to have it.
Yeah. So just ask her now that she has you there to hug her and to be with her when she needs it and to let her know how valued she is and just to, bring her peanut butter and jellies when she needs it. Is there anything else that she needs to feel safe and loved right now?
No, I think that was so simple, but good.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So I just want you just to be there with her, just the two of you, just be connecting with each other. And I am going to go in and check in and see if um, if she feels worthy of having a healthy relationship with money. See if there's anything we can release there. So does she feel worthy of having a healthy relationship with money? Okay, so we got a yes on that. Is she deserving of having a healthy relationship with money? Okay, no. So what do we need to release so that she can feel deserving of that? Any trapped emotions? Yes. Okay, so there's a trapped emotion of stubbornness. So we're going to go ahead and release that. Is there another trapped emotion? Yes. There's trapped emotion of insecurity. We're going to go ahead and release that. And is there another trapped emotion? No. Okay, is there something else that's preventing her from feeling deserving of this? And is there? Yes. Okay. And there was a no will to respect others energy. So we're going to release that. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And did we release that? Yes. Okay. Is there something else that's preventing you from feeling deserving of that? No. Okay. So now I'm going to check in and see if there's any secondary gains. So secondary gains are these things that we think that we're getting more of, and so we'll hold on to this, like this old fear, this belief. So I'm just going to check in. Is there a secondary gain of love? Does she think that she's getting more love by holding on to this? Yes. Is there a secondary gain of safety? Yes. Is there a secondary gain of connection? No. Is there a secondary gain of significance? Yes. Is there a secondary gain of certainty? Yes. Of uncertainty? No. Secondary gain of nurturing? Secondary gain of attention? No. Okay. So there's some secondary gains, like she's afraid of losing, like if she lets go of this fear, she's afraid of losing love and safety. I'm writing all this down, so you don't have to write it down. But of love and safety and significance and certainty and nurturing. And so now I'm going to check in. Our secondary gains are always there because there's a need that wasn't met at a certain time, right? That causes that. It's like, oh, this need wasn't met, so I got to go do this thing, right, to create the secondary gain. And so I'm going to go through and just test and see what the unmet needs were, and then where, like, the first memory of really needing that need, like really needing that need and not having it be met. I'll check in and see the time then. So was there unmet need for acceptance? Yes. For approval? No. For love? No. For physical needs? No. For certainty? Yes. For connection? No. For significance? Yes. For support? Yes. For nurturing? No. For attention? Yes. Okay. So there are unmet needs of acceptance, certainty, significance, and attention. So I'm going to check and see where these were, when they happen. So typically they happen usually around under 7. So I just check starting, like, is it over 10 or under 10? Is it under 5? 5, 4, 3. So around the age of 3, there's a need for acceptance that didn't get met. Is there a need for certainty? Over 10, under 10, under 5, 5, 4, 3. So again, around age 3. Was there a need for support? Is this, or for significance? So it's over 10, under 10, under 5, 5, 4, 3. Okay, so 3 was a big age. Was there a need for support? Over 10, under 10, under 5, 5, 4, 3. I've never worked with anybody where every single one of them came up the same age. So
that's interesting.
Attention, is it over 10, under 10, under 5, is it 5, 4, 3? Okay, so all of them, acceptance, certainty, significant support, and attention, all came up around the age of 3. And as you know, like with numbers, that can be with ages, it can be within a year or two, which I know is a big one, but our subconscious doesn't think in terms of like oh, on this day, on like November 2nd, 1979, this doesn't think like that. So I'm going to check now and see where are the blocks. These our blocks can be in our energy centers, it can be in our meridians, it can be in our aura, it can be lots of places. So I'm going to check and see where are these energetic blocks in the energy centers? No. Where is it in the aura now in the meridians. Okay, so I'm getting in the aura. And so your aura is basically that your energy field from your body extends out your body. It's about like if you put your arms out on the wall here, but if you put your arms out and like made a circle, right, that would be like your aura. So it's like the space around your body. And so what I want you to do is want you to just close your eyes. And when you just imagine a cord coming up from the earth and have it flow back down to the earth, just flowing up and down, just grounding you to the earth. And I just want you to see or sense or feel your energy all around you. I want you to imagine the column that's coming down from your soul star portal that we connected to at the beginning. Imagine that coming down in the crown of your head. And imagine that there's an offshoot from it that is a spotlight. I want you to ask your divine cosmic energy, whatever to you is your connection to the divine, to light up any pictures, any sensing, knowing, feelings that are not serving your highest good or your highest evolution. And once you can see or sense or feel or know those pictures, just let me know. You don't need to tell me what those pictures are.
I have some.
Okay. So I want you to imagine an offshoot coming from the column that is connected to the golden core of the earth. And this offshoot is a vacuum. And I just want to invite you and that little one that came up for you. I want you to both have fun imagining this vacuum sucking up all of the pictures out of your aura. You just watch as they're sucked up and they go down into the vacuum, into the core of the earth. And whenever that's done, just let me know.
Okay.
Now imagine another offshoot coming from the column that's also connected to the golden core of the earth. And this offshoot is a sprayer. And I just want to invite you and that little one to have fun with this sprayer, just spraying golden light into all of the spaces where there used to be pictures, just filling up any energetic gaps. And when you're done, just let me know.
Right. We're done.
Okay. Just continue to breathe in that space, and I'm just going to muscle test and just see if there's any other memories that are attached to this memory that needs to be cleared. Yes. So there's a memory around the age of 9. So we're going to go ahead and clear that out. No other memories that need to be cleared. Is there anything else that is core memory needs for her to step in this new identity? No. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do some whole brain integration. Because when we have an emotional, like a significant emotional experience, what happens is our right side of our brain gets embedded into the right side of our brain, and then the right side that controls our emotion takes over. And so anytime something comes up, it triggers that just goes haywire. And the left side, which is logic, has like the voice can't even be heard, right? So that right side takes over. So we want to integrate both sides of the brain. So what I want you to do is you're going to, and you might want to open your eyes for this part to see. So you're going to put your arms straight out in front of you, and you're going to cross them over at the wrists. And then you're going to, in your mind's eye, just say, be strong. And you're going to try to push down and just notice how that feels when you do that. And then you'll just switch over the other side and say, be strong. And again, notice that. Okay. So just note in your mind which one felt stronger, and then do the same thing with your ankles. So you might need to pick your feet up a little bit from the ground.
Okay.
So same thing, just finding which one felt stronger. And then when you go back and have your arms, whichever way felt strongest, and then I want you to clasp your hands together as if you're holding your own hands, and then just pull it into your chest. Okay. And what you're going to do is I want you to say, you and imagine that little one, that 5, 7-year-old doing the same thing, just for her sitting there, with their arms crossed over. And I want you to imagine her saying along with you while you say out loud until it feels true. So you're just going to keep saying it until it feels true at your core is, I have a healthy relationship with money.
Okay. I have a healthy relationship with money. 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 Okay, I think we're
Okay.
a healthy
So
relationship with money.
yeah. Okay. So keeping your arms and your ankles like that. Now I want you to say again out loud until it feels true. I'm safe. I'm loved. I'm exactly the way I'm meant to be. Say that out loud until it feels true.
I'm safe. I'm loved. I'm exactly the way I'm meant to be. I'm safe. I'm loved. I'm exactly the way I'm meant to be. I'm safe. I'm loved. I'm exactly the way I'm meant to be. That one felt easier.
Yeah. Okay. So you can uncross everything. And you're going to put your fingertips together like a tent, right? And then you're going to put your thumbs up to your third eye, the brow point, right? And you're just going to say out loud 3 times, and just notice, you can close your eyes for this if you want, and just notice as you say it, if any color appears to you. Just say, I have a healthy relationship with money. Just say that 3 times.
I have a healthy relationship with money. I have a healthy relationship with money. I have a healthy relationship with money. I got like a couple colors.
Yeah. What colors came up for you?
Oh, green and purple.
Green and purple? Okay, so you can take your hands down. I want you to now just go back to that infinity symbol that's out in front of you. And I want you to see that most empowered version of you that's standing there where that infinity symbol intersects. And just taking a deep breath in, I want you to ask her what was the next step that she did to embody this new identity of, I have a healthy relationship with money.
It's really, this is silly, but maybe it's not.
No judgment.
The answer is just, I surrendered.
Yeah. It's always so much simpler than we always would expect it to be, some like crazy thing. So just ask her if there's anything specific that you need to surrender, or if you'll just know at the right time.
It really is surrendering unserving beliefs, which is what we're doing.
Right. Yep. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we make it way more complicated than it needs to be. And there's sometimes not a trillion and one action steps. It really can just be just doing that. So I want you to right now just think about that fear of financial insecurity. And just on a scale of 0 to 10, with 0, I don't believe it, 10, I totally believe it, or like 0, no energetic charge, 10, it's like highest energetic charge. Where would you rate that now?
The fear of financial insecurity.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember which way on the scale it went, but it definitely feels lessened, but not gone. You know, like certainly lessened. Like there's a deeper trust.
For me, I don't know. But tell me, so it cut out. So where would you rate it numbers wise?
Okay. I kind of lost where we were on the scale, but like it's definitely less. Which way is? Give me the scale again.
So zero would be I don't believe it or I don't feel it, and 10 would be I totally feel it.
Okay, so I definitely feel less of it. So, but there's still like a trust that has to be built.
Yeah. So would that be like a 4, 3, 2? Not like
3.
3? Okay.
3.
So why don't you just check in and ask that part of you that's on the infinity symbol, the one that is fully embodying, having a healthy relationship. Ask her what what needed to be true for that to go down to a 0.
There needs to be proof.
And ask her what would be proof that you have a healthy relationship with money.
Well, then that's interesting. Because initially it's the number you see when you log into your account, but more it's the ability to breathe deeply. It's the
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that, comes back to, connecting with yourself. Oh, I can do this. Like stepping into that energy, consistently stepping into that energy. Wait, I'm going to step into that empowered version of myself. Okay, so that belief of I have a healthy relationship with money, right? Where on a scale of 0 to 10, with 0 I don't believe it, 10 I do believe it. Where would you rate that?
In this moment, it actually feels like an 8.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And again, ask that most empowered version of yourself, hey, what else does she need for it to be a 10?
Just a little more confidence.
So it's sometimes just like going through the process of life and letting life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, experience. I think that's a good way to put it.
Yeah. And a lot of times it is because those of us who get in our heads, I'm not saying you ever get in your head and never swirl, right? But we oftentimes are like, no, well, I got to just prove it. I got to see the results, And so that's why I don't get so bothered if it doesn't go all the way up to a 10 or down to a 0, because some of us are like, oh, okay, like I got to, believe it. But if there's that energetic shift there, then.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel that shift.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay, so just as we wrap up, right, I just invite you to close your eyes again, right, and just focus on your breath. Right? And I want you to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Right? And I want you to get a sense of a greenish purple orb floating above your head that's filled with life force energy. And just notice how this orb is so excited to be embodying having a healthy relationship with money, that it just burst open and it just fills up any energetic gaps from the trapped emotions that we released. And you just begin to breathe in this green and purple energy into your lungs, your heart, into your body. Just breathing in this green purple energy that carries with it healing energy and this new truth that was always true. Just allowing that energy to flow in and around and throughout your body. Just allowing it to penetrate every muscle, every bone, and every cell of your body. Just allow that green purple energy to extend outside of you completely, surrounding you and your energetic space, filling your aura, filling you up with healing self-love, self-compassion, and self-forgiveness. And get a sense of a beautiful white light going to your master cell, sending out the light to all of your cells, filling you up with divine light, divine love. Just allow yourself to get a sense of cords coming out your feet and going down into the ground, grounding you in this present moment. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. I'm just going to check how long your body needs to process. Does Deb need more than a day to process? 2 days to process, excuse me. So 1 day to process. So I know Deb already knows this. For anybody listening, processing is essentially, we release the stuff and we still live in a physical world. So it kind of has to move out. So there may be things like almost like an energetic hangover, where it could show up like in crying and tears and fatigue and crazy dreams, like maybe feeling dizzy, having a headache, feeling emotions really heightened. So it's like, why am I crying? Like, I thought we were getting this stuff out. Or you may feel nothing at all. Like, all of that is completely normal, right? So we want you, as you know, right? Yes, you're yawning. So that's definitely processing way of the body processing. Okay? So drink a lot of water in the next 24 hours. And then you want to, any emotion comes up, I know you know this, but for anybody listening, is what I call the AAA method, which is 1, just acknowledge a feeling. So say a feeling, just want to release. I'm trying to think what some of the emotions that we released are. Scroll through. I can't find this where I know we did. But like feeling, I know I wrote this down.
I can't even remember now either.
Stubbornness and insecurity. Like, say they come up, you're just feeling really insecure, right? And just be like, okay, I'm feeling really insecure right now. I'm just going to acknowledge it. 1, just accept it. Like, it's okay that I'm feeling insecure. And then just allow it. Like, I'm just going to let myself feel insecure. And most people think, oh, if I do that, I'm going to wallow in it. But reality is, if you do it, you just let yourself feel it, you can move through it faster. So acknowledge, accept, allow, drink lots of water, and be gentle with yourself. So thank you. How are you feeling? Thoughts before we got like a minute before we have to wrap up?
I feel like that was pretty powerful.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. I really felt like that, like, crack open of my like crown at some point, where I was like literally felt like, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, where like, I feel like I did like timeline shift for a moment, because
Yes.
like it felt like I went like,
Like, it is.
Yeah.
It is a timeline shift. And that's what's so amazing about it. And some people really know, and some people are like, oh, whatever, nothing. But then like they start seeing shifts later. So
yeah.
Yay. It's fun stuff. I love this work. Okay, so if anybody wants to experience it, please reach out to me, send me a message. We can figure out time to talk. It's powerful stuff. Let's shift your timeline. And of course, Deb and I will check in on our next podcast to see how she's doing, just with this belief and just walking into this and embodying this. But for now, there's comments. It says, this is amazing. I love this work. I know this is Facebook. You have to go back and see, but yeah, it's good stuff. Mm-hmm. We will see you all on our next, hear you all, whatever, on our next call, next podcast. I'll get the words right.
Episode, whatever. Yes.
Bye.